Hello. Today we're going to be talking about degrees and coefficients for polynomials. Now the degree of a monomial, that's a one-termed polynomial, is the sum of the exponents on the variables for that monomial. If we expand that into a polynomial, so we have some addition and subtraction in there now, whatever monomial has the greatest degree, that number is the degree of the polynomial. And the leading coefficient is the coefficient of the term with the highest degree. And we call it the leading coefficient because if we were to write that in descending order, we would end up with the leading coefficient out front of the entire polynomial. This is just a little vocab that I'd like you to try to get into your notes, and let's do some examples. So I have three examples here, and in number one, we have the monomial 6x to the fourth, y to the sixth, z. And we look at the exponents on the three variables here. And so I have 4 x's, 6 y's, and 1 z. Remember, that's a z to the first. And so the degree for this is 4 plus 6 plus 1, which is 11. So my degree is 11. The leading coefficient then, well, it's a monomial, so it's the only coefficient we have. It's the number sitting out front. It is the 6. In number 2, we have a longer polynomial. It has 4 terms, and if we look at each individual monomial, that should help us determine the degree for this polynomial. So my first term has a degree just of 3. The second term has a degree of 2. The third term has a degree of 1. And then the last term, we don't have any x's at all, or any variables for that matter, so it's 0. So of these numbers, what is the biggest? Well, 3 is the biggest. So that means the degree for this polynomial is 3. Now the leading coefficient then, well, since the degree was 3, the leading coefficient is the number in front of it, so that is the number 2. All right, let's look at number 3. And so we'll go through again. Here I have a trinomial, 3 terms in this polynomial, and we figure out the degree for each term. So I have a to the first, b to the third, and so the degree is 4. In the next one I have 2 a's, 1 b, 5 c's, for a total of 8. And in the last one, 1a, 1b, 1c, so that is 3. And so the largest number here is 8. And the leading coefficient, the number in front of that, bring the negative with, it is a negative 6. If we were to write this in descending order, the negative 6 would come first with that term, then the 4ab to the third, then finally the 9abc at the end. And that's how you find degrees and leading coefficients.